Hey Libra, this is your bi-weekly reading for the period of time from the new to full moon. So the new moon on July 17th in Cancer to the new moon on August 1st in Aquarius. That is in tropical astrology that we're talking about there. And these readings are meant to be short and sweet readings. They're just, they're not as big and long and as extensive as the monthly. So if you want more cards to show like the progression of the month, over the course of the month, challenges, advice, whatnot, I will link that video up on the screen so that you can go check that out if you want to kind of put this into context with the overall bigger picture. Also, the astrological highlights video for the second half of July is up, and I will also link that at the end of this video so that you can just like click on over there. It has timestamps, so if you want to kind of just click to different dates, you can do that really easily there. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss any of the bi-weeklies, the monthlies, the astrology videos, especially the ones that are going to be on the horizon, make sure that you hit the subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss anything on the horizon. I said that in the future. All right. So let's get into your reading. What are we focused on here? We're looking at what is being brought into view, what is being pointed to and being brought to your attention to focus on for this next 2-week period of your life, right? As maybe most have experienced, usually if you notice like you have been maybe feeling stuck in certain areas or with projects or, you know, even relationships, and then you focus into one area of your life, clear things out, or really start to like work with something, and you just suddenly notice like there's a shift, things start to move again, things start to become unstuck. So that's what we're looking at, is what's the linchpin, what's the domino that you can flick that will get all of the other dominoes going in that area of your life, and what kind of advice is coming with that, right? So what we're looking at here is the 8th house. Whew, that is some interesting energy, Libra. So here's what I'll say about the 8th house, right? The 8th house is, it's kind of a joke. It's like, oh yeah, death, sex, and taxes, but it kind of is. It's, you know, has to do with the realm of the occult. If you don't know what the proper meaning for occult is, it's like hidden knowledge and wisdom. So the mystery schools, mysticism, we could say, is included in this. Yes, this has to do though, definitely with investments. Has to do with investments, also other people's resources, whether that is family resources or just like, sorry guys, I got a call. So there's only one family member that can get through when I have do not disturb on. So again, other people's resources in whichever way that looks. It doesn't have to be family. It can be, you know, business related, business connected. So something to do with that. And also, yes, it can have to do with death and grief. And that doesn't necessarily mean a person specific to you that is going to die. Like, you know, people can sometimes just run away with these things. It can also mean ideas or, you know, things that need to be to let die, to let them be let go of, or maybe even having to do with people who have passed in some way. And so that being also up. So any of those kinds of themes, I would say, would be connected to this particular house. And you'll probably, I would imagine, like, this is a collective reading, you know, so I always say, like, if you want a specific reading, you know, get a one-to-one reading, whether that's with me, which that's in the description box below, or whether that's with someone else. That's the best way to make sure that you are getting like a really accurate reading. I also watch collective readings from a couple of readers online, and I just know that sometimes it's my message if it resonates, and sometimes it's just not, because it's collective. It's not going to hit for everyone every time. So just keep that in mind as you're hearing this. But I feel like I like to give all of the information so that you know what this actually applies to. So what else is coming through with this is we have the 6 of Laurels, right? You know, it's interesting. Like, this is really pointing to what kind of like scenarios, situations that are connected to the 8th house, where you can see that things are not quite in balance, you know? So you want to look at what is being reciprocated either on your end or the other end, in both directions, right? That is fair and just, right? Where there is an equal exchange, or at least near equal exchange of energy, time, energy, attention, even finances, even money. This can also definitely have to do with finances, not just time, energy, and attention. So, you know, are you in a position where you are maybe over giving of yourself and not receiving that reciprocation? Well, maybe it's time to address that. Go back to the drawing board, renegotiate, do whatever it is that you need to do to, and we do, like, let's just say that aside, sometimes we do go through periods where we are needing to put forth more of the energy for a time. So just be mindful that you could be in a season where, like, for a short time, you are putting out more than what you are maybe receiving. And sometimes that's necessary. Just make sure that it doesn't continue on that way, lest you get, completely burnt out and it does become draining, right? And also, it can be in the reverse, right? Are you taking, time, energy, attention, or resources from people in a way that is unbalanced, unfair, and not reciprocated, or not going to be reciprocated by you, right? So it is looking at this balance or imbalance between yourself and another, or yourself and others in relation to, again, with the 8th house, we're looking at investments, other people's resources, right? Like I said, it can be grief, it can be death, it can be also the schools of like mysticism, like if you're involved in that in some way, perhaps, maybe you're in a teacher relationship or something like that. So I feel like this is pretty clear for those of you who are dealing with, I get for some of you, it feels like this might be more about that, other people's resources and how that's connected, and when I say other people's resources, this can also be like, let's say that you have a business or some kind of organization, and other people's resources would be how they pay into this particular project or thing that you're working on. So that's another way that you can see this as well. So again, the spiritual advice that's coming through is just kind of saying like, hey, you might want to pay attention to this. Make sure that you're not too far in one direction or the other. Remember, make sure that you are reciprocating. Make sure that it is reciprocal if you are in the give or take position. And if you are feeling like it's imbalanced, maybe it's time to have a conversation with another person, or maybe it's time to, look at how you're managing your energy, time, attention, finances, and renegotiate things, or come at it from a different, like a different angle, like do it differently. And just like reassess, right? And also noting that this could be just like a season that you're in, and it's just being pointed out so that you can be mindful of this, right? So that's what I have for you. If this has felt helpful or insightful in any way, please consider giving the video a like. It helps me with the algorithm gods. And I will put up on the screen, if it's not there already, the astrological highlights video for July, for the second half of July, and also the monthly readings in case you want to go back and kind of check out what the overall month for the beginning, middle, and end of the month is for your sign, Libra. So thank you for your time. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.